All right, shalom, shalom. All right, first and foremost, before I get started, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone and root well. Peace and salutation to the Akim that's pushing his word in truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth, waking up the hopeful elect and risking your lives and freedoms to do so. This is the brother Zion Amar from the Gems Detroit by Camp. And this is just going to be a quick lesson, dealing with these so-called incidents or accidents, however, right, dealing with these food plants, all right, being catching fire or burning down or whatever the case may be, all right, all across the United States, all right, which in fact it is an act of war, all right, from the powers that be, all right, the so-called white man, all right, the hidden hand, the elites, right, the Illuminati, all right, which are the people that's trying to establish, all right, this new world system, this new world, the old thing. So, as the scriptures say, let's say and get an advantage of this. We are not ignorant of his devices, meaning we know exactly what type of plans and schemes that he comes up with against the children of Israel, right? Because all these things that happen, they're done, okay, with you so-called Negroes, Latins, and Native Americans in mind all the time, all right? And this is indeed an act of war, all right? We are in a spiritual war right now, all right? The left against the right, all right? Jacob versus Esau, right? The right being Jacob, right, and the left being Esau, the so-called white man, all right? So I just want to read a little bit of this article, and I may quote and or get some scriptures just to highlight certain points, right? But here, this is from Reuters, right? And they're coming from the position as if it's not a conspiracy, right? As you can see on the screen, it says fact check: food processing plant fires in 2022 are not part of a conspiracy to trigger U.S. food shortages. And we know, okay, first and foremost, all right, the so-called white man, all right, you have to be established on a strong foundation, all right? So there's certain things we should know about the so-called white man, which is what? He's a deceiver, all right? The so-called white man is the devil. The word devil meaning to deceive, to be mischievous, to lie, all right, to speak half-truths, right? These are the characteristics of the so-called white man. So he's not going to, fully, well, in some cases he does. He lets you know, right, his next move, right, as he is doing as of late. But, concerning this matter, he's not just going to get on the news and say, yeah, I'm the one that's behind all this. You know what I'm saying? These are things that you have to understand and know through the Spirit. You have to be enlightened, all right, by the Spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, all right? As the scriptures say, all things, things that are written aforetime are written for our learning, all right? So when we look through history, all right, and look at the tactics, all right, that the so-called white man has done, okay, against the children of Israel, it's the same old, same old. It's the same old play that he's running, all right? Case in point being one thing I can that comes to mind is when the so-called white man came to Americas, right, and slaughtered basically all the buffalo, right, trying to do what? Starve out the northern kingdom, notably, the tribes of Gad and Reuben, He did that on purpose, what? To starve out, okay, our brethren, right, so that he could, control and take them over, So which was what? An act of war. So just as he did then, he's doing now, So also, what was it? Was it late? Might have been the latter part, of 2021, right? Dealing with the aftermath of the sea thing. Okay, you had basically a lot of job shortages due to that, right? To the point that the docks over there in California were the cargo, all right, that was to be what's the word? That was to be, transported, okay, from off of those docks was slowed down or came to a screeching halt at certain times because one, right, it was justified by, not having enough manpower, you know what I'm saying, to deal with all of that. But also, so I just say that the end all be all is that it was conspired, all right. It was purposely planned, all right, for it to act in that matter, right? Because Esau know, hey, the easiest and best thing to do, all right, to get people to do what you want them to do, right, is not feed them, right? Cut off their water supply, cut off their food supply, all right, and doing that, that'll make the people desperate, all right, to the point that they will do anything for food, all right, just like the what was it, dealing with Joseph in Egypt when there was a famine in the land, you know, that basically the people had nothing to give but their bodies, you know, and they basically say, hey man, we'll do anything as long as you feed us, right? I believe you can read that in that might be Genesis the 41st chapter if I remember correctly, you know. Let's see if I can get it real quick. Since I said it, let's see if we can get it. Slovakia, bear with me. Bear with me. Let's see. But I'll start here. I don't know if this is the exact point, but just kind of highlight what I just quoted. This is Genesis 41, and I'll start at 55. And while all the land of Egypt was famished, right? One thing you should know: America is the modern day Egypt, right? The way that's proven, right, or way you can prove that, right, is just look at the back of your dollar bill, you know, which is the Great Seal, as it's called, right? Which is a seal. Well, the seal on the seal is an image of what? A pyramid, right? Let you know that they still have, or just to pay homage to the fact that America is a modern day Egypt. Okay, Egypt was known for bondage, right? For slavery, captivity, right? Unto the children of Israel, right? And Esau being the modern day Pharaoh, okay, that's ruling the people today. But reading on, it says, and when the land of Egypt was famished, and the people cried to Pharaoh for bread, and Pharaoh said unto all the Egyptians, go unto Joseph, what he said to you do. And the famine was over all the face of the earth. And Joseph opened all the storehouse and sold unto the Egyptians, and the famine waxed sore in the land of Egypt. And all the countries came into Egypt to Joseph for to buy corn, because that the famine was sore in all the lands. Right, and this is at the same play that Esau Edom is playing today. Right, he's purposely, okay, burning these storehouses, right, or food plants, right, that produces, basically you name it. All right, but I remember some off the top of my head was I think it was Purdue. Then you had Smithfield, right? That deals with basically all the pork, which is the water you have by Shimmy Abashai for that anyway, because you shouldn't be dealing with pork. no way. All right, just to name a few. But nonetheless, all right, for these 2/3 of my people and the rest of these heathen nations, they deal, with their pork. But anyway, it's just the concept of that Esau is burning all these storehouses on purpose, all right, to do what? To induce or manufacture a famine, all right. Let me see if I can jump down. Let's see. I can't find it. Is it point? Here we are. It's 47, Salakia. Let's see. Let's go here. I started, let's see, verse, verse 15, Genesis 47:15. And when money failed in the land of Egypt and in the land of Canaan, all the Egyptians came unto Joseph and said, Give us bread, for why should we die in thy presence? For money faileth. That's right, because that's another point to add, is that, as you can see, the U.S. dollar is going belly up. It's nearly worth nothing, right? And a lot of these nations are doing away with the almighty dollar, right? And choosing other forms of currency, being, the yuan or the ruble, because basically all these other nations they ready to wash their hands of America, because they see the they see the devil for what he is, all right, a deceiver, simply put, all right. So it's gonna come to a point that they're about to usher in the MOTB, all right. The money is gonna fail, all right. You're already hearing and seeing, all right, them going cashless, right. A lot of these stores, no cash, no cash back, right, showing that cash, right, so-called money will be obsolete, and they're transcending, all right, to a digital currency, all right, and the way that will be, basically all your credits will be on a digital device, which is what they would like to put inside of you, okay. But and to get you to succumb to that, what do they want to do? Starve you out to where you feel you have no choice but to bend the knee. All right. Read Noah said, and Joseph said, Give your cattle, and I will give you for your cattle, if money fail. And they brought their cattle unto Joseph, and Joseph gave them bread in exchange for horses, and for the flocks, and for the cattle, and for the cattle of the herds, for the asses, and he fed them with bread for all their cattle for that year. All right, which you're seeing a lot of people, Sprite prices are what, sky high, right? Everything from gasoline to milk, eggs, cheese, whatever, you name it, food in general is sky high, and if it's there. So you got two dynamics. It's either the food is too much, and it's also a lack of food, right? So people are selling their cars, selling all their little toys they might have had. Some people are selling their homes, selling any and everything they have just to eat, because it's that bad out here. Whether people want to, admit it or not, that's the fact of the matter, and things are not going to go back to normal. All right, whatever that means, right? But things are going to get progressively worse, because we're coming into the time of what? Jacob's trouble. All right, Jacob being the Israelites, all right, you so-called Negroes, Latins, and Native Americans, you are in trouble, right? Dealing with the 2/3. But what the scriptures say, he shall be saved out of it, dealing with the elect. Okay, the elect, okay, the 144,000, the 1/3 of the nation of Israel, only souls that will be redeemed and saved, right, throughout this calamity. Right, but reading on, it says Genesis 47:18, when that year was ended, they came unto him the second year and said unto him, we will not hide it from my Lord how that our money is spent. My Lord also have our herds of cattle. There is not aught left in the sight of my Lord, but our bodies and our lands. Wherefore shall we die before thine eyes, both we and our land? Buy us and our land for bread, and we and our land will be service unto Pharaoh. Right, and we coming into those, and we're in that time. People gonna be so desperate to eat, and so without, they have sold all their goodies to the point where, hey, I'll work for food. You know what I'm saying? And the for you to get that food, all right, you're gonna have to get that MOTB, because again, that's gonna be the new form of currency. That's how things are gonna be tracked, all right, you included, all right, and that's why they want it inside of you, because Esau Edom wants to be a god over the Israelites, right? If he's a god over the Israelites, the Lord cannot save them, all right, because then they would have been marked from they would have, how should I say, they'll be exempt from salvation rather than being exempt from judgment, if you choose that MOTB, all right. It says, wherefore shall we die before thine eyes, both we and our land? Buy us and our land for bread, and we and our land will be service unto Pharaoh, and give us seed that we may live and not die, that the land be not desolate. All right. So, hey man, hey, these things are real out here, bro. It's real. It's all get out, because what's going on is prophecy. All right, the Lord said he was seeing those four sword judgments. Did he not? Right? And let's see, what are the four sword judgments? Let's see. Let's find out. All right, this is Ezekiel 14:21. For thus saith Yahweh power, how much more when I send my four sword judgments upon Jerusalem. All right, Jerusalem encompassing all of the tribes, all 12 tribes. All right, because under King David, it was a united kingdom. King David was on the throne, and all 12 tribes resided in, and were ruled by King David. So Jerusalem is synonymous, again, with all 12 tribes. All right, the sword, all right, which Esau is coming with, all right, by way of his military force. And any weapon of war, all right, is equals the sword, all right. Where the Humvees, how the fighter jets, tanks, all right, all Esau's guns and artillery, all of that is a representative of the sword, all right, because all these things are a killing instrument, all right. And so, hey, what's the saying go? Hey, get down or lay down, right? Esau gonna be going house to house and door to door, and if you don't, right, want his if you don't, again, bend the knee, all right, to his system and take off his MOTB, he's gonna put you in a concentration camp, right, and or all right, exterminate you one way or the other, right? It ain't gonna be sweet either way. It says, and the famine, all right, which is, all right, lack of bread, all right, lack of access to food, rather, all right, you can't eat unless you have, all right, that digital all, okay, all right, and the noisome beasts and the pestilence, all right, pestilence dealing with, all right, all these man-made, all right, diseases, all right, that they come up with different names for, All right, all of these are acts of war. All right, again towards the children of Israel to cut off from it man and beast. You know, so hey, this is of Yahweh Shai that's doing this. All right, it's just that the Heavenly Father is using Esau Edom as the sword. All right, which you can read about in what's that Psalms 17 and 13. You know, he's using Esau, all right, who is our wicked big brother, all right, our what would that be, fraternal big brother, you know what I'm saying, as a whooping stick unto the nation of Israel. Because the thing is, since we wouldn't listen to our power, they say, hey, well, maybe now you'll have to listen to your enemy, which is Esau, Edom, and these other nations. So that's why we're going, through these troubles. All right. Real quick, and hey, we're gonna need that divine intervention, you know, totally from on high, because hey, Scripture say no man can save you, right? No man can save you but Yahweh Shai, but Yahweh Shai, right? This is Daniel 12:1, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people, and there should be a time of trouble. Exactly, Jacob's trouble. And there should be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, right? The elect, okay? Every one of them that shall be found written in the book. You know? But hey, for 2/3 of our people, these heathen nations, they're gonna perish. What's that in I think that's Second Ezra, the 8th chapter, right? When Ezra, he's basically just questioning the angel about things to come, in the future. And the angel basically told him, never mind, the multitude, basically let the multitude perish, right? Just worry about you and yours, right? Get your house in order. Put off the weak nature, you know? The hell with this world and your people. For those that don't want to get right, if they don't want to listen, what are you going to do, you know? Well, the Most High tell Ezekiel, he said, I sent you forth as a watchman unto the children of people, not of a strange language. You know what I'm saying? Meaning y'all speaking the same language, all right? You not, you telling them straight up and down. But yet, if they won't listen, then the blood is on their hands. You know what I'm saying? You've done your job, and that's our status in this society as prophets. We're just here to warn, okay, our people, right, of what's coming, right? Also to warn the heathen nations of what's coming in terms of chiefly Esau, Edom's kingdom being taken down, and Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai's kingdom being risen up. You know, we're giving them we're shaking their hand and giving them the verdict on that, right? And there's nothing they can do about it, right? Let's go back to this article. All right. Here's I ain't really read through. So it says, social media users are sharing the claim that there's a planned increase in fires at processing plants to purposely create food shortages. However, there is no evidence to support this claim, and should really the evidence is that it's happening in the first place, all at the same time, right? Let's see. Let me jump down. Let's see. It says the text in one post reads, "Food processing plants don't just accidentally burn down at this rate, and they certainly don't coincidentally, right, in quotations, become landing pads for plane crashes at the rate they are." That's right. Yeah, and I think, a few of them did. A few of these plants, right, a plane randomly crashed. Like, come on, man. Like, cut this out. Our food supply is under attack in America. The question is, by who? One image here lists 12 fire incidents in food processing plants around the country. Again, this is only for the people that have the eyes to see. You know what I'm saying? That have some spiritual common sense. Okay? So let me jump down. See, I can only speak for chicken, but like any manufacturing plant industry, there are generally a few fires that occur each year across the country. The majority of them are accidental and are contained rather quickly, and certainly not enough to affect the chicken supply. A representative for General Mills, one of the companies named in the post being shared via email, that the company has not experienced any arson at our manufacturing facilities. Okay. It says a small plane crashed near the General Mills Covington, Georgia cereal and snack manufacturing facility. General Mills said no employees were harmed. The plant did not experience any disruptions and it remained fully operational. Yeah, of course. Yeah, you say that, you know. But do we really know that to be the case? You know what I'm saying? See, Esau, he always try to downplay, right? And he make it seem better than what it is. That's why I say, hey, the words of his mouth, what, are smoother than butter. He'll talk a good game so much to the point you'll start believing him. Right? But you gotta also remember, like, wait, no, this is the devil that's talking. I can't trust this guy. You know what I'm saying? When I know he doesn't mean me, he's not working in my best interest, right? He's working to destroy me, right? Going back to Genesis the 27th chapter where he said, "Hey, I would slay my brother Jacob." So that means at all costs, whatever it takes. All right. This is Esau Edom's MO. Okay. But that's pretty much it, man. It's just, hey, as the scripture said, we're not ignorant of his devices. So we know all this stuff is contrived, it's manufactured, right, by the elites, all right? You know, all these fake claims, okay, of anything else is it's just that, it's fake. But see, Esau Edom here try to get in front of that and say, oh, fake news, this and that. You know, to the point that the people that's speaking the truth, it sounds like they're making up something, that they're telling the tale. All right? But hey, just a few words, on that. So, Lord willing, this was edifying. With that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone that rule well. Peace and salutation to the Akim that's pushing his word in truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. Shalom.